Hello family, it's your girl again. It's Ashowing on the beat. How have you been? So it's so interesting that we are finally coming to the end of the year, and I'm really very excited that 2021 is coming to an end. Wow. Firstly, before I go on in this video, I'd like to say a very big thank you to as many of you that liked, that shared, and that subscribed to my first video. Man, I do not take it for granted. I want to say a very big thank you. You can see I'm literally not on my nails, but I'm on my knees trying to tell you thank you. Thank you so much. Please let's do this again for this video. Please do like, to share, and to subscribe. And so while I expect to do that, today we shall be talking about something very exciting. I know you can't wait for it. So today we'll be discussing about something very important, especially as it is the end of the year. We'll be discussing about setting goals and achieving it. Now, I know so many persons be like, with all the goals we've set in the past year, how many of them have we achieved? No doubt, things could go not the way you planned it, especially in the year 2020 when we had the COVID-19. We like all the COVID-19 attack or the COVID-19 issues. So many of our goals did not go the way we planned it, but then you just have to set goals. You just have to set plan. You just have to like lay a footpath for yourself. And so because of that, because we're coming to the end of the year, I would like us to discuss about setting goals and how to achieve them. Let's get it. Okay, so I thought about sharing this video with you. Why? Because you are my new family on the block. How does that sound? So sweet, guys. Yeah, you're my new family. Sometimes early in the month of December, yeah, we're still in the month of December, I had this, what do I call it now, urge or leading, but I had it like, it flashed thoughts in my mind, like, how you end the year matters a lot. And I know December is the end of the year, the last month of the year, and the next thing popping up in my head was foundation matters. So when I married these two sentences, or these two, yes, these two sentences that were coming to my head, how you end the year matters and foundation matters. It's like using ending the year determines the way you will start the new year. I'll go again. The energy you used to end the year would be kind of like the same energy you used to start the new year. So it's like you plan for the new year from December. Yeah, you start planning from December into January to get a better year. So when I brought both of those two statements together, that how you end the year matters and the foundation matters. So I realized, okay, babe, if you must, okay, I said, babe, I was talking to myself. I told myself that if I must have a good 2022, if I must have a good foundation for 2022, I have to start from 2021 December. So good. So many persons start planning for their new year as early as November, which is not so bad. It is very great, very interesting. But I had to start from December, and so I have come like an angel to tell some other persons, oh, I get to do same, that you should please set goals, set realistic goals. We'll talk about goal setting, like how to really set goals later. But before setting your goals, there's something I call reflection. Reflection, yes, now like reflecting about how the past year has been, which is very important. You need to reflect about how your past year was before you start making plans for a new year. It is highly important. I don't do this. I just set goals for my new year. But like I said before, this year it came differently for me. So I decided that okay, I have to examine my 2021 before planning for 2022. So we don't have to do a repeat patterns of things, doing the same thing all over, the same way, the same thing, with the same way, the same process, the same energy. No, and you're expecting different results. It's not going to work that way. So I thought about, okay, if I am actually going to set a goal, or if I'm actually going to set goals for 2022, it is very important that I examine how 2021 has been, and that is why I am doing this video for you. I learned, or I had a better way of examining the year, and I want to share it with you to teach somebody how to examine the year. It's a very very good process, and to help you, I'm going to share some things in the screen for you on how you can best examine your year. Okay, are you ready? Yes, let's get to it. Excuse me. Now let's talk about how the best way of examining your goals, or sorry, examining how you have lived in the past year. So I was listening to Dr. Myles of blessed memory, and in his video when he was talking about how to plan, I'm going to share the link right there in the description. I was talking about how to plan. Then he said, whenever somebody tells you Happy New Year in a new year, your mind should be like, whoa, how did I spend the past year, or how did I spend the previous year? Because he said, like the new year is all about time. It's like time, everything is time. So you examining your past years, like asking yourself, how did I spend my time? How was I able to manage time this year? You have 24 hours in a day, and if you have 24 hours in a day, we have 365 days in a year. That's like 24 hours multiplied by 365 days when it's not a leap year. You do the mathematics, you see. So just imagine how many hours you have to live, and interestingly, not everybody make it to the end of the year. So how do I examine my year? So what I did was I divided I divided my life, how it sounds to you, into group of six, I guess. That's the spiritual aspect, the physical aspect, the mental aspect, career aspect, and then am I missing anyone? Okay, yes. Into physical, spiritual, mental, financial, and emotional. Yes. Okay, I said six, then I added my work life to it. Spiritual life. How was your spiritual life? How did you connect with divinity in 2021? How was your relationship with God? How was your commitment to church gatherings or church activities? Now, after you divide, will I say your life? Now it depends on your own lifestyle, because for me I added work life into it. I did not include my work life into my life career aspect. No, I didn't. I think mine was a little bit broader. I would share how mine looked like. I used an A4 sheet, biro and pen. But what I would share, what I'm going to share with you, it's going to be using Microsoft Word, Microsoft Office. But you could still use a biro and a pen to just do your classifications, however it suits you. So now, why should you classify it? You might not be able to examine all at once how you lived your life. You might be like, oh, I think I tried my money, I tried. But if you take them specifically and ask yourself critical questions, okay, for example, like I talked about the spiritual aspect, then let's go to the physical aspect. How did you take care of your health? I was talking to somebody and I said, you know that I don't plan for my health, like intentionally and unintentionally. I don't plan for my health whenever it comes to setting up goals, which is very very important, and that's why we break down time without number, because we don't plan for our health. So there should be an able to go, like how am I going to stay healthy no matter how stressful your work is? How do I eat healthy food this new year? I know the kind of job. What has been the reason why have I not been why I had not had healthy diets or healthy nutrition? However it sounds to you, just take it, okay? Okay. Then the next thing you want to talk about is your emotional life. Your emotional life. Emotions has to do with happiness, sadness. Were you depressed this year? What made you depressed? What made you worried? Did you catch feelings? Yeah, like did you fall in love? That's what I mean. Then if you are married, how did you relate with your spouse emotionally? When you ask yourself this question critically and specifically, it helps you examine how you actually lived in the year. Trust me, it just help you. So these are possible questions you could ask yourself. I would share them in the description below, and I also share also in the screen to just go through, answer for yourself. Now, the good thing about this, about questioning and examining your life in the previous year before planning for the new year, is you are able to ask yourself, what was the reason why I had this kind of year? What could have been the cause? Very, very important, because if you don't know the reason why this thing happened, is every 10 years they are going to repeat the same thing in the new year. So, for example, let me take okay, you're in school, academics. I wasn't let's assume your own storyline was in terms of academics, you were not coming forth. They asked you what must have been the reason. Was it my friends? Is it like I had no time to read? You need to ask yourself those intentional, critical questions, and you have to be truthful to yourself, like very, very truthful to yourself. So when you ask yourself this question and you get your right answers, the next thing you should do is, okay, write them out. This really cost, this really cost. Then conclusion. What is my conclusion? I need to cut down on this. I need to cut down on this. I need to cut down on this. Conclusion. Now we'll stop here. This series is gonna have. I'm already calling it series. We're gonna have a part two of this video, and in the part two is how to reset goals, because now you just reflected. So after reflecting, now it's setting your goals. So I'm ready to try. I think in the comment section. Let me know if I actually passed the message for you, and let me hear you if you actually did the goal setting thing, and let me hear your opinion about goal setting. So while we move to the part two, be cool, stay safe, bye.